So you never answered my question. Why'd you get a grip? Oh. What the fuck are you doing, bud?
All right, I slipped.
Yeah, you slipped.
I slipped.
Yeah. I just got you on camera.
You're not gonna do that shit.
Go ahead and call the Tulsa Police Department.
For real?
Yeah,
Okay,
seriously.
go ahead.
It's a public sidewalk. You just pushed me into the street. That's attempted murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll call 911?
Yeah.
This is something that I think needs to get exposed immediately. Because the far left's new tactic when it comes to these protests is they like to dress up in these big inflatable costumes. Now, people are watching thinking, oh my God, this is cute. Look at them in their cute little pig costumes, in their cute little frog costumes, right? Because on the outside, all you see is the costume. And when you see the costume, it's easy to disassociate that costume from the person who is inside. But I assure you that if you saw the people inside of these costumes, you would feel much differently about them. The people inside of these costumes are usually crazy. They look absolutely insane and decrepit. And a lot of them are registered offenders that touch kids, that hurt women, you name it. These aren't normal, peaceful people inside of these costumes. These are deranged lunatics, career criminals that are in these costumes, acting all cutesy. But you see, the reason why they started wearing these costumes in the first place is because they thought it would protect them from like pepper balls and pepper spray and stuff like that. Now that the costumes have gotten more popular, people don't realize why the people started wearing the costumes to begin with. But they want to give off this image of, oh, it's just people in Halloween costumes having a grand old time, right? When in reality, the people inside of those costumes are crazy, violent psychopaths that support things like, I don't know, assassinating Charlie Kirk, right? And, you know, during the No Kings protest yesterday, the media did a great job at hiding a lot of the violence and a lot of the disgusting stuff that was going on. But luckily, we live in the day and age of, you know, the camera phone. So everyone is able to document stuff themselves. And man, there was a lot of crazy stuff going on yesterday. I obviously noticed, like everyone else, that the majority of the people at these protests were old. But what really freaked me out is I saw some old dudes. And I mean, these people must be in 70, 80, 90 years old. And they were literally like old men, 70, 80 years old, out there at these No Kings protests, dressed up like Tyler Robinson. Now, it would be one thing if we see some 19-year-old, 20-year-old college kids out here doing this. It would still be disgusting, but at least you could make the argument that, hey, they're young, they're stupid, their brains aren't all the way developed. They really don't understand what they're doing right now. Maybe they'll grow out of this, right? But when you have like dudes in their 70s and 80s out here dressed like Tyler Robinson, mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination, that's when you know that some people are too far gone. And a lot of people on that side of the political aisle seem to be too far gone. Yes, when you're 70 years old and instead of spending a Saturday afternoon with your grandkids, you're out at a protest dressed like Charlie Kirk's assassin, yeah, that lets me know that there's something severely wrong, not just with you, but with the people who are on your side, with the people who think like you. Now, speaking of Charlie Kirk, of course, yesterday everyone was out with their signs talking crap about Donald Trump. A lot of people brought their kids to the protest, which is always really a sad sight to see. There was this one woman that had her 10-year-old son out there, and he was in a dinosaur costume, looking absolutely miserable, sitting on the side of the road, and you could tell this kid just wants to go ride bikes, play video games with his friends, but his mentally unstable mother has him out at the No Kings protest holding signs against Donald Trump, and he doesn't even know what's going on. But all of these people, the tolerant left, they're out there with their signs, wishing death on Trump, mocking Charlie Kirk and all of this. But when people come through with signs supporting Trump or Charlie Kirk, these people absolutely freak out. They feel like they should be able to protest with their signs, but we shouldn't be able to protest with our signs. And some people were riding around in a truck with like a Charlie Kirk flag, and people were chasing down the truck. They were mocking Charlie Kirk, literally attacking the people in the truck to the point that the police had to step in. Now, here's the real kicker. When the police stepped in, they did not step in and stop any of the violent left-wing protesters from doing all of the crazy stuff they were doing. No, they stepped in and made the Charlie Kirk supporters remove their flag. I have a little video clip that I want to show you of this incident really quickly. Before I roll that clip, though, people often ask, how can they support the channel? And the answer to that question is very simple. You can support the channel for totally free by hitting the like button, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. But if you want to take your support one step further, you could always donate via Cash App or Super Thanks. It's always greatly appreciated. Now, with that being said, let's roll this clip and then I'll be right back with more thoughts. Did you see all of those demented people losing their minds as he simply drove by with the Charlie Kirk flag? You see, the police out in Chicago, they didn't do anything to those people. People who were literally chasing the truck down, trying to attack them, mocking Charlie's death in front of them. The police didn't step in and do anything to stop them. However, the police stepped in and made the people in that truck take the Charlie Kirk flag down because they said it was riling up the protesters too much. So left-wing protesters, they're able to go out into the streets. They can make whatever signs, flags they want. They can mock people's assassination. They can call for more assassinations and more violence openly. But if you simply drive down the street with a Charlie Kirk flag, you're the problem? Now, I can't help but wonder, how do people in the middle feel? If you're someone that's not into all of this stuff and you're on the outside looking in, how do you view this stuff? Because I feel like it would have to be impossible for someone in their right mind to view how this is playing out. I feel like no one in their right mind would side with the people who are acting like ravenous lunatics for no reason, as opposed to the people who are peacefully driving down the street. Yet here we are. These people constantly show us how much they hate us. They show us how violent they are. They constantly talk about empathy and want you to feel bad for them. They're victims, this, that, and the third. But they don't have any empathy for anyone else. They hate people. They're violent. They're crazy. And it's nonstop, every day on full display. Killing Charlie Kirk was not enough. Now we got to go out here and we got to do these fake protests while mocking his death. These people are so deranged that yesterday during the No Kings protest, in certain cities, people have like billboards up for Charlie Kirk. People were deciding, hey, we're all going to protest in front of the Charlie Kirk billboards. They literally chose specific locations so they could have their little weird protest right outside of Charlie Kirk billboards and stuff. So, I don't know. If you thought that America was going to come together after Charlie got killed and people were going to realize that things were taken too far, you were wrong. Because the left, they're doubling, tripling down. They're happy Charlie's dead. They've been mocking that he got killed for over a month now. And they're calling for more violent events like that one. And they're not going to stop. So I don't know where this ends or how this ends, but I doubt it's going to be peacefully in the long run. For now, though, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon at the next one.